From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 23rd, 2020. We open with dramatic news. Jonathan Pollard is fully free. Late Friday, the U.S. Justice Department terminated the parole of Pollard, who was convicted of spying for Israel. He served 30 years in prison for providing sensitive U.S. intelligence to Israel and was released in 2015, but under strict parole measures, including a curfew and not being able to travel outside the U.S. But now, Pollard is free to go to Israel, which he has spoken of for years. Pollard's wife, Esther, has been undergoing chemotherapy for some time, and the Times of Israel cited Pollard's lawyer, Elliot Lauer, who told Khan public broadcaster that they plan to leave for Israel as soon as her condition allows. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu opened his cabinet meeting yesterday welcoming the news about Pollard and thanking Israel's ambassador to the U.S., Ron Dermer, who led the contacts with the U.S. government and with Pollard over the years. The prime minister said, "I expect Jonathan Pollard to arrive in Israel soon with his wife Esther, and I want to strengthen them together with all the citizens of Israel." Israel's President Rivlin tweeted, "Over the years, we have shared in Jonathan Pollard's pain and felt a responsibility and commitment to bring about his release. Now we will be able to welcome him and his family home after many difficult years of imprisonment and restrictions to a new life of health and peace." Part of Pollard's parole restrictions included wearing a wrist monitor to track his whereabouts, which was finally cut off. Pollard said on Friday, "Today, Esther cut the electronic bracelet from my arm. In doing so, she restored my freedom almost completely. The last step remains our return home to the land and people we love." And a dramatic first-of-its-kind visit was said to have happened over this past weekend of the prime minister, who reportedly flew to Saudi Arabia yesterday to meet with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. While Netanyahu's office has not confirmed the Hebrew media reports, Israel's Minister of Education, Yoav Gallant, seemed to do so this afternoon. He told Israel's Army Radio, "I congratulate the Prime Minister on this amazing achievement. The fact that the meeting took place and was made public, even if it was in only a semi-official way, is something of great importance." Hebrew media said Netanyahu, accompanied by the head of the Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, Chief Yossi Cohen, met with the prince in the city of Neom for several hours in what is said to be the first known high-level meeting between an Israeli and Saudi leader. Saudi leaders, meanwhile, denied the reports, though a Saudi government advisor spoke about it to the Wall Street Journal last night. Netanyahu responded to the reports at the start of his cabinet meeting yesterday, saying, "For years, I have not commented on such things, and I won't start now," adding only, "For years, I have not spared any effort to strengthen Israel and widen the circle of peace." Israeli troops thwarted an attempted IED attack in the West Bank yesterday, successfully identifying camouflaged explosives, the IDF tweeted, near the Arab village of Al-Mughayir. The explosives were said to have been buried and covered in dirt to hide them from detection, rigged to explode if anyone stepped on them, targeting IDF soldiers patrolling the area. The IDF said its soldiers and security forces will continue to operate day and night to ensure the security of residents of the region. And a rocket was fired at Israel from Gaza Saturday night. In response, the IDF tweeted, Israel's Air Force struck Hamas military targets in Gaza, including 2 rocket ammunition manufacturing sites, underground infrastructures, and a military compound. Reports this weekend that President-elect Joe Biden has tapped Antony Blinken as his Secretary of State. Blinken, who is Jewish, served as Deputy Secretary of State and Deputy National Security Advisor during the Obama administration. Jewish organizations welcomed the reports. The American Jewish Committee's CEO David Harris wrote, "Tony brings terrific experience in foreign policy and national security to the job. He's exceptionally knowledgeable, strategic, eloquent." World Jewish Congress President Ronald Lauder called Blinken a man of profound integrity, unflinching moral clarity, and deep command of the complex challenges facing our nation on the global stage. Lauder said he particularly understands the poison of anti-Semitism and will fight it with determination and focus. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, November the 23rd. At 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth, followed by Episode 9 of The Jewish Story Explained on the Second Temple period. At 7:30, Anat Goren talks about her television series on Moshe Dayan. At 8, Eugene Kontorovich and Avidan Kover debate the legal future of the West Bank. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Jerome Chanis, who talks about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, which took place 57 years ago yesterday, November the 22nd of 1963. Then Nancy Spielberg, Roberta Grossman, and Samuel Kassow speak about their film, Who Will Write Our History? And coming up next, it's Good Week Israel. And some JBS news to share with you this past weekend, both on JBS and in the JBS Sunday email. JBS President Mark S. Golub announced the wonderful news that Comcast Xfinity, the largest cable television provider in the country, will be adding JBS to its channel lineup. Comcast Xfinity will premiere JBS on Tuesday, December the 8th as a Hanukkah present to the Jewish community. Anyone with the Xfinity X1 box will be able to watch JBS on channel 1684. If you have family or friends with Comcast Xfinity, please let them know that they will be able to watch JBS beginning December the 8th. And we look forward to welcoming a whole new viewing audience to our JBS family. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, November the 23rd, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.